Oh Lord. Tide ho. Oh Lord. Ho tide. Lord.
Oh
Tide
my.
ho. Wait a minute. Oh Lord.
Hello.
Girl.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, what's going on?
How you guys been?
Well, I've been great. So if I'm
Yeah.
great, probably good too.
Wig. Most definitely. I definitely want to give it up for Free Britney. We definitely want to
Yeah,
bring that in there. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's
I
time
want
to
to bring
free
it
the
up.
Queen of Pop.
It's
Our Queen of Pop.
an icon, a legend. We cannot stand Britney enough. She's done so much for us. No, in a way, I feel like it's okay. I don't know about for you, but my experience was like, when you grew up, you weren't. It was kind of like in a way it was weird because it's like it's not negative, but it was like, oh, you listen to Britney? She can't sing. And it's like for a person who, you love Britney and you love what she's provided and all that. I grew up on Britney. I'm gonna be honest. I grew up on like the Disney Channel and Radio Disney and stuff like that. So Britney was a staple for me. But it was
Yeah.
like you felt like you weren't supposed to like her because she couldn't
Mhm.
sing. You know what I mean? And the whole conversation around this idea of white mediocrity, which Brittany wasn't doing all that, but it was just one of those things. Got to a place where I had to go, no, I love Brittany, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with me
Yeah.
loving Brittany. If somebody has a problem, they're just gonna have to have a problem, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I felt that way, but I don't know. It's weird. I know it's probably sounds weird. It does, but I just remember that being a thing.
Mhm.
How about you?
Um, I definitely feel bad, for her and what she's going through and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, we actually had watched a movie about, this kind of stuff like this or whatever case maybe
Oh,
we
you're talking
will
about the
have a party ship
conservatorship
over you.
thing? You're
Yeah,
talking about
I
the
care a
conservatorship?
lot. You guys check this movie out. It's called I Care a Lot on Netflix, and it's actually really a great movie. So if you watch that, and it's very entertaining, but it's still messed up at the same way.
You're right.
So
You're right. I forgot. A lot of people have been making that comparison of it's a similar situation.
it is. And it's just sad that, she's going through that. And, we're hoping the best for Brittany at the end of the day. We really are. We stand her.
We do. She deserves to be able to be pregnant. She deserves to be able to leave her home. The fact that she said, I can't even, my boyfriend can't even come and pick me up and drive me anywhere because y'all won't allow that. That's like normal things that we all do that it's like have a person being told that they can't do something anybody does. Like she can't even go and get her hair done if she wants to. She can't even go do her own nails if she wants to, or go and get her nails done if she wants to.
Yeah.
Like that's just disgusting. So disgusting.
We
I
just
hope
want Brittany free. And we
yes.
want her to be able to live her life and definitely live for what she worked for. At the end of the
Especially
day,
the
and it's
fact
just
that
sad that
y'all are
they're taking
profiting
advantage of
off of
that.
what she's done. Y'all are profiting off of what she's done, and she's not seeing any of that.
Not one bit of it.
And it's not to say that she needs to see the money. Her freedom is more important, but she's worked her in almost her entire life. She's worked her entire
Hmm.
life. Y'all have pushed her to be a this, that singer, dancer. Y'all have pushed her to be this. And it's like the fact that y'all have, first of all, restricted her from something that she thoroughly loves and enjoys. She can't even enjoy any of the gain from that. Just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I hope they never know peace for that.
And her sister too.
Yeah.
Putting her in there
I
too.
was thinking that she wasn't a part of it at first, but now that we know, girl, that's
You
why if they
gotta
do a
watch.
Zoe reboot, don't be on it. It's over for you this
Little bitch.
time. Exactly. But sorry, y'all. We mean what we said. I'm not apologizing for what we said, but we did need to introduce ourselves first.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. This is Todd Ho here.
And this is Oh Lord, Free Britney.
Oh, girl wig. Okay, yes, free Britney.
Yeah, we meant what we said. We're not apologizing for what we said. We're apologizing because we didn't introduce ourselves. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's not what we came here for today, but Free Britney still. Also, rest in peace, China. You're an icon, a legend. I know I already said this, but I'm still saying this. I feel what I felt and I feel what I feel. They same thing that wish for the Britney's family and Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, China's life that failed her. All y'all.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, you ready to talk about what we about, girl?
Yes, we can hit it. I'm ready.
Wig. You gonna tell the people or should I tell them?
I want you to start it off.
Wig. All right, you guys. So right now, we, your favorite, TV show reviewers, game reviewers, the girls, us, those girls. Um, we talked about this in part one. BT presents the encore, and now this is part two. We're essentially going to since we saw episode three, I'm gonna take from somebody else where they said I want to give the show a couple episodes before I fully judge because you first start the show. I did prejudge certain people for their actions were going, and to get to episode, I got a chance to really see these people, and now I know the full gravity of who they are, and I can judge based on that instead of going straight for first impressions. Because first impressions mean a lot. If you watch the show, you can tell that a first impression is there's strife going on, but we'll talk about that in a second. Um, But how are you feeling about it so far? What's your feelings about the show so far before we dig into what's going on?
I think it's great. I think it's organic. I think it's well put together. I feel like you brought up before, that the drama feels like it's organic, like it's the real deal, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for more. We're actually on episode. Well, we finished episode three, so we'll be on episode four, coming this Wednesday. So yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to go when we first started this, you guys, the last thing we talked about was the moment where the twins came into the house and the strife that they caused. That
Yes.
moment with Keely and them. So we're gonna try something different this time. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
What we're gonna do is we're going to go person by person, talk about what they're doing, what they're bringing to the show, and kind of get into all that. Would you prefer doing that, or would you rather go back to what we were doing?
No, we can go by how it happened.
All right,
So we're on
all
episode one and how it started off.
right, all right. Well, go ahead. We talked last. We were talking. We were talking about the twins. I didn't like how they came in. Um, I think one of the main issues I had is like they're going on this thing of everybody's old, everybody's this, everybody's that, and it's like, okay, um, yeah, everybody is a little bit older than y'all, but y'all are in your 30s. You know what I mean?
Mm.
They're older than us. They're older than us,
They're only 3 years older now. Wait a minute now.
but they're still older than us. So by that logic, we can therefore say the same thing that they say because, well, y'all are older than us, guy. You know, geriatric grannies. You know, like that's the whole thing. So this is like that was my issue when they first came in. That they were coming in on some foolishness. Like, girl, y'all are not that much older than those ladies that are in the house. So to go full on, oh, they old, oh, they ancient, and this and that. And it's like, okay, but y'all aren't that far from them.
Well, they're
You know,
not.
so that's my issue. But we're just talking about first episode, right?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so that was my issue with them. I feel like their thing with Keely, beef with Keely, I get it, first of all, because okay, I get it now because I'm thinking back on it. Um, they still are producing, they're doing this, they're doing that. It's like they're hustling, they're staying busy, they are producing, they're writing, they're this, they're creating and all that. So it's like, yeah, if I, as a person who is still active and thriving, like Candy, okay, perfect example. That's like somebody like who's a artist that doesn't sing anymore? Dang, who's an artist? Give me an artist that's not that great, that hasn't done anything in a while
The
that you can
artist
think of.
that hasn't done great in a while.
Yeah.
Uh oh, Tanaje.
A while, girl. Longer than they.
Tierra Marie.
There you go. And I love Tiara, don't get me wrong. She has a great voice, blah blah blah, whatever. That'd be like Tia Marie telling Candy, I want to help you write music, or I want to help you produce. And it's like, okay, but Candy's still out there. Candy's reaping benefits. Candy's still producing, writing, creating, doing all these things. And you're sitting here, I'm going to help you. And it's like, I would be, as a person who's active, I can understand being insulted. Now,
Yeah.
first impressions, it's like when you have that first impression, anything you do will come across as more negative or harsher than your intentions are. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's my thing. How about you? I've been talking this whole time. You go ahead.
I definitely feel the same way you feel. I think the twins did came off a little bit of, you know, you know, putting these girls in a box already before they even was able to see what they can do for as judging them are off age. Let's be very clear. And I don't even think they knew who Pam was at the moment, at the end of the day.
No,
Well,
they
maybe
did.
because she was wearing the mask or whatever case may be. So they came in definitely shady bitches at the end
Yeah.
of the day. And it's okay to express how you feel. You can leave that for the confessionals, but you know. And some point they did left it for the confessionals, but at the same time, throughout the episode, they started voicing exactly what they was gonna say in the confessionals as well. So it was kind of like that, and I'm like, okay. So you already knew off the rip that it was gonna be good and juicy. So for us,
Oh,
like I said,
absolutely.
personally, you know, if I was in the situation, just that wasn't right. But as a viewer, bring it. That's what we
Right.
came for. So yeah, it was definitely that off the rip. So it was like we seen all the girls come in, and it was all looking nice and cute and all that. And yeah, the twins went in, and it just wasn't
Did
pretty after that.
it? Was it
Yeah.
entertaining? Absolutely.
Oh
Was
hell yeah! Come on now.
it shady and mess? It was very shady and messy. I think, okay, I just want y'all to understand something. When you go for a reality show, nobody cares about, we want to be positive, we want to have fun, we want to be nice, we want to look. We don't come here for that. We come for the stress, the drama, the fights, and the shade. That's it.
Okay, and that's it.
That's it. Like, I mean, y'all can have positive moments. That's cool. Whatever, sure. Um, where are the arguments?
Wig.
Am I right? Yes.
You right. You right. Wig. Finally.
But how did you feel about the argument with them versus Keeley? How'd you feel about that?
Well, again, I mean, I think the point is, if I'm not known for you being something that you're saying you're gonna now do, uh, I mean, I'm like, girl, please, like, what the hell? Like, I wouldn't be expecting you to be over me or having creative control if I never seen that, and that's not for us. I know that's not for us. Your reputation that has been told about you. Let's be very clear about that. And I haven't seen anything you've done to prove that you're a creative director. And she never gave any references or anything of her being a creative director. She said, "Oh, I'm just gonna be a creative director." So clearly, she came in the house just fully jumping. Like I said, everyone felt that she was just, like I said, she got intimidated by all the people that were there.
Yes. And it's like obvious in certain things that she's doing. I feel like I want to jump the gun so bad and say something, but that happened in episode 3. But let's just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like as the twins, I would probably be a little insulted, and I think the entire cast was insulted because it's like, well, if you're creative director, why are you here living in the house with us? How does
Yeah.
that work?
Yeah, why are you walking in with us? Because if you were supposed to be being a creative director, you would have came a little bit later. Don't make it to the point that you're the last one that came and they just automatically agree if you creative director. That's not kind of like really how the show probably works. They'll wait for everybody to meet each other, and then they'll come out and be like, okay, this person's gonna be creative director, this
Right.
person's gonna produce it, or whatever case may be. So clearly we knew it was bullshit at the end of the day.
Also, the Queen mandate. Wait, that's episode 2, right? The Queen. They elected Pam in episode 1 or 2
Who?
as the Queen. Pam.
Yeah.
It
I
was
think that
episode 2?
was episode 2, but they voted on episode 1, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was episode 2 when it all happened. Wait. No, it was all episode 2. She won in episode 2 and they voted in episode 2. They started that. Okay, so never mind. But it's like, as the creative director, you would have came in, hey everybody, I'm creative director. This is the plan we want for you guys. We want this amount of albums. You would have came in explaining things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I right or am I wrong? I'm right.
Yeah.
You would have came in, all right, as creative director, we want to show that girl groups can do this, we want to do this. It's like the whole way you did it, it shows that you aren't creative director. Which anybody watching the show knows that.
And she was trying so hard. Bless her soul.
She really was. Sad. Like I like three of them. I was gonna say Keely, but I like three of them too. So it's like, girl, I really want to see how this will work for you guys because you know reality shows, girl, they fun. I want to see girl groups happen. And read this, I watched this interview where the guy, Carlos King, who was a part of the first couple of seasons of A Real Housewives of Atlanta, but he left because of that whole, he left because he said he found something better. But allegedly, in relation to that whole Candy trying to drug Portia storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, that's what he really was supposed to have been left for, but who knows, whatever. um but I watched an interview where he was saying that he loves girl groups, and his whole thing was to bring a bunch of girls from girl groups together, because you know when I was on Atlanta, I had met Candy, so that I was excited. I was ready to meet Candy because she was, Escape was one of my favorites. And he said he didn't know if she liked him or not until she had said, "Hey, let's have a discussion. Let's gossip. Let's talk." And he was like, soon as that happened, that made his heart sing because he's a huge, 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 huge fan of girl groups, as most of the gays are. That's how we do.
Okay, you know why we do it. Like, come on now.
Right. But yeah, so he was saying that, and I'm excited that he did this. I'm glad he did it, and I'm glad he picked the people he picked, even though we did watch the original on YouTube. They have it on there or some other places. I don't know. Um, and that one looked interesting too, but I think this works.
It does.
But let's see. We got to the moment of Kiely versus the twins. They come back in and they leave because they're like, we're not coming, we're not going to stay because we don't need this. One of us has $1 million, allegedly. We don't know. Although, if you're hustling and working and doing this and doing that, you just found out you're a millionaire.
Honey, let her tell it.
Or, as Aubrey said, that fake Claire's. That was funny. I'm going to give it to Aubrey. I'm going to give that to Aubrey. That was funny.
What?
When she said, oh, they millionaires with that fake Claire's bracelet dangling off her arm.
I can't.
But let's see. So they leave, they come back, and they're like, we want to turn over our new leaf after they pray with Reverend Pam. Reverend Pam. Um, that happens. How do you feel about their apology? How do you feel about that to the ladies?
Knowing them, I think that was the best apology they could have gave.
Weird.
I mean, just saying. Just feel like the best apology they could have ever gave at the end of the day. So, yeah.
I really was like, "Hi, I'm Fallon. I'm Felicia. Let's start over." And it's like, um, sure, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was cute. Let's see. What else happened? What else happened in the first episode? I know that happened. They met with Sita from Cita's World. I found out that that's the original voice actress. They got the same lady to play Sita, which is cool. I'm happy for that. Um, they had that shady, shady, shady moment where they was like, all right, so we're gonna have all the girls one by one sing in front of each other. That was shady.
That wasn't shady.
Yes, it was.
How?
You saw how Lamisha's vocals was. It was shade.
Girl.
was shady, but it was funny. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little shady.
Girl, whatever.
But it was a great moment. I loved it. Tens across the board. Do it again. Would watch it over and over. Um, how'd you feel about that scene, the vocals and everything?
The vocals was well, can we just get on the point of who can sing and who couldn't?
Uh-huh. Let's go for it.
Fallon and Felicia was actually good.
Yeah,
They
it
really
wasn't
were. They
amazing,
were
but they
good.
did have beautiful voices. I feel like they can carry a tune. Also,
Hmm.
I liked their voices. I could see why they were in a group together because their voices are similar, but it's like there's a difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think what we're saying is that we're not saying that they're the best singers. What they got let's just say that they're singers. They got a voice or whatever the case may be, and they can carry a tune like you said. And like I said, if you can write the best music, I mean, look at Taylor Swift. I mean, she's not really the best singer, but she knows how to write music, and she knows
She
how
does.
to work with things that goes with her voice. And it's like they have at least a voice at some point. I think all the girls do actually. I think they all do. Iris and I,
Lamisha.
Lamisha, Iris and Lamisha, they was the one that was struggling because they said that they haven't been, you know, which coming, like performing like
Hmm.
that, and it's kind of started showing.
It truly did. It didn't start. It showed.
Oh, okay now. It started showing, and it just so I don't want to be.
Oh wait, we also have to talk about. I'm sorry. I want to talk about Irish and Lamisha, but we have to talk about the creative director coming down off of her chair, you know, and singing with the other girls that she's over. How did you feel about that?
It was definitely confusing. But it's like we already knew. I mean, I think the point is I'm not gonna play along on why she doing it because it's like, girl, clearly you was supposed to be in this at the end of the day. So it's really nothing surprising that she
Right.
would be doing this. So that goes out the window at the end of the day. She can play how long she wants to with that. But like I said, everybody did sound good. I think the girls, you can tell that they were backup singers at the end of the day. And I think the point is with these people in the group that are in this setting, they all were lead vocalists for their group. So
Well, okay. So lead vocalist was definitely Shamari from Black.
yes,
Definitely was Cher. I don't know if Cher's was lead. I think they all had moments. Like I feel like when I looked back on Cher's and looking at their videos, every last girl had a moment to shine.
yes. But the twins was mostly pushed to the front.
That's true.
They were. I mean,
And they were the youngest. They were the youngest.
they were pushed to the front of the group. So let's be very clear about that. So, like I said, mostly everybody that was in that room was mostly the lead vocalist of their group, besides
I
these
know
two girls.
Nivea wasn't lead. She was just a solo
Vivian was
act.
a witch girl singer, like, so we're not
A
counting Vivian.
solo.
Yeah, she was solo act. We're not really counting
So
Nivea like that.
yeah.
But even so, for as the group wise, all those girls was mostly the leader, the which kind of their group. And even with Total was the same thing. They all both shared the spotlight, but they were mostly the head front of it.
In that,
And
yeah.
like I said, it started to show at the end of the day, and you could tell that they were nervous, and it just felt like as if
And you
this
can
was
also
their
tell
last
who
chance.
hasn't been singing. You can also tell who hasn't been singing for a little while.
Yeah. 'Cause the way it was looking, it was like, I don't know. I just don't feel like it was any passion behind, them wanting to
Yes.
do this. I feel like they really wanted to get a second chance. I do feel that they had passion for that, but I think the point is, do you have the passion to sing? Like
Right.
sing, at the end of the day. And I don't think they're full. I think in some point, part of them they do, but they're not fully there with it. And I think
Yes.
that's more of an issue.
I can agree with that. Like you can tell who has been using the singing muscles a lot. Like Nivea, when
Hmm.
she started singing, you was like, okay, I can see you still sing every once in a while. Shamari, when she started singing, it's like, okay, I can tell you sing. Chairs, we already know. I think even Pam didn't sound too bad. Like it sounds like Pam still sings every once in a while. Maybe a hymn, maybe. I mean, she does go to church, so you have to sing every once in a while when you go to church, right?
Hmm. Yeah, you don't have to sing all the time when you go to church. Girl, oh, I just realized what you was just asking me. Like, what did she say? But I caught it. You don't have to. I know if people notice that you were in a group or you were a singer, they'll ask you to sing. They will force you to
Right.
sing.
Oh,
That is just
absolutely.
something they do in the black churches.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the main things you do in the black church. If people know you can sing, you're gonna get asked to sing.
And you're gonna be bullied into it if you don't.
Yes. Like just want
You
to
will.
know, just sing. Yes, Jesus loves me.
Hmm.
But
So
everybody, yeah, everybody you can tell they've practiced. They've been in and out of singing and stuff. I think didn't Shamari have a song not too long ago with her husband?
yeah, I think she was trying to put out an album or whatever. Because I don't know if she did or not. You guys can correct us in the comments that she
But I
probably did
do
put out an
remember
album.
that because I remember it was like they were on Good Morning America or somewhere like that, and it was like a shoulder bop song. And I remember it not being well received. So I
I
was
wasn't
like, I
gonna
know
waste
it was,
my time to listen to it. I was like, I wasn't interested.
yeah.
I was
That's what I
interested
remember. I
because he was
remember
on
people
the
being,
because she was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So once I saw him and all that,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't mind you rooting up your man, but they can be over rooting. And I think
Hmm.
that's the only thing I
Well,
probably had about her. It's like you can, uplift your man. Yes, uplift him and put him out there. And I'm on point of you sharing your love and which part. And I think it's in a sense, yeah, you're using this platform to boost your man, but it can come to the point that you're overdoing it at the end of the
right,
day. Let his work speak for itself or whatever case may be. And stop adding extra titles onto him that he ain't even earned. Maybe in your eyes, but for us in the music industry, he hasn't probably earned that status that you had put him on, which I feel like she did. So I was kind of like eerie with that. But, you
right.
know.
It is what it is, girl. I'm not going to judge my Piscean sister too harshly. We love our peoples.
Oh, she's a Pisces? I didn't know she was a Pisces.
Yeah, February 20 something.
Oh, she is?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, girl. I didn't know she was a Pisces. I don't know why I was thinking she was a Sag. Something was just in my head that she was a
Oh,
Sag or something.
no, she's a
Don't,
Pisces girl.
don't know why I was thinking that, but okay.
I know, right? Just taking up my peoples from me. How is?
Wig.
But I know that the twins are Geminis.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see, what else? Who else? I know that Nivea is an Aries. She's March the 24th.
March,
That's
yeah, she's
Aries, right?
Aries. She's Aries.
And so is Pamela.
Ugh.
Yes, I learned that. I looked into it because I was like, what sign is everybody? I wanted to make sure, I wanted to see who my people is, because I was like, I'm gonna call them
It's
out.
funny that you looked that up before I did, because you know I'm a firm believer
Yes,
of
I
looking
know.
things
I'm
up.
surprised you didn't know that. I'm surprised you didn't tell me. But yeah, I looked it up. I know Kiely is a Cancer. You already know that because we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can tell who still sings. You can see it in how they sing and all that, and it's beautiful. It's great to see, but it does suck for the people who don't sing as actively and as much. And
Yeah.
even in the dancing place, it's like okay, singing. It was a lot more people who were vocally still there. But when it came to dancing, it was a little struggle. It was a little bit struggle.
It was.
I feel like okay, of the people that had it, Aubrey definitely had it. The
She
twins
did.
had it. Keely did great, but she's not a part of the thing. She's not a part of the group. So it's like I don't understand what this is. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, that's cool that you can do that. I can't use it. So what's the point of it? You know?
And she did do good. She did do good.
She
I
did.
give her
But
that.
what use to is it to us as a group if you're not gonna be in the group?
She just gotta let y'all know about the creative director, girl.
She had to let us know that she needs to be in the group. That's what happened. Weird.
Yeah,
But
I can.
yeah, I was here for it. Let's see. I feel who else had it? I feel like Shamari kind of looks like she could have had it. She just needs practice.
Mm-hmm.
And Nivea. I think Nivea got the basis of the movements down. It's just she didn't put her full energy into doing it.
Nivea got men to take care of her.
So
Let's be
also,
real.
I found something out. Not too long ago, she had a stroke.
I knew something was wrong. We kept on saying something wasn't right or whatever case may be.
Right.
It was like
That's
something
what
was
it
off.
is. She had a stroke not too long ago. And like when I found that out, I was like, really? I didn't know that. And it's sad because it's like if you do notice her facial expressions are different and
Mm.
how certain expressions are a little bit more exaggerated, if that makes sense. It don't
Yeah.
it's logical in my mind, but it's not. But it's not, not to and I don't think any one of us have ever gone in this place of dragging Nivea for her looks. I'm not doing that, and we're not doing that.
But no one was never, I don't think anyone was dragging her. Well, I know you
No,
probably
it's
talking
people
about
who
that, like,
were. That's why I brought it up.
yeah.
It's people who were. So that's why I
I
wanted to
just
mention.
I felt like because I didn't really grew well I knew Nivea but I didn't know her nor her like I haven't watched interviews with her so anybody that probably followed her or knew her before she had the stroke knew probably something probably happened to her so when I
Right.
was reintroduced to her again when she had came out and I think she did that documentary about herself or that how they do the inside of
Oh
celebrity
yeah,
lives or
yeah.
whatever
The unsung and
and
all that.
she did that, and I was like, oh, okay, this is how she sounds. Because I was like, I knew she sounded like this, but I was like, okay, this is probably how she always sounds. I thought it probably like some bad cigarettes. I really thought it was like cigarettes or something like that. I'm like, if you hang on way, I'm
Right.
quite sure you're smoking a lot. So that's where I was going at, and to find out now, I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe something did happen or whatever case may be. So
Right. So it's just that. That's what I found out. So I was like, oh, to know that it sucks. Excuse me. I'm glad she's okay.
I wonder why she keeping on cool because she like, girl, I ain't got time to be up in here with all this, especially if you had a stroke before, girl. Hey, girl, look, if I had a stroke and I ain't got time to argue with nobody, I'm trying to live.
For what?
I ain't got no need.
Right. Like, girl, a stroke for what? I mean, arguing for what? What do we need to do all that for? I gotta live. I got babies. And I really actually enjoyed Nivea. She's been a great presence on the show and she's really fun. I feel like Nivea's so much fun as a person.
She
So I really
really
enjoy her. But let's see, that happened. I learned that. I also learned that Lamisha was homeless last year.
Lamisha. Yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, her
Okay.
son and husband kicked her out the house. I don't know the reason why, and she deleted all of the information behind it, so we don't really know if what reason was behind that, but we just know that that's she said that. She said something about it and deleted all of it.
Whole thing.
I know, like last year during the height of the pandemic, mind you.
Lord
Ugh.
have mercy.
Yeah, that and also I learned something about Pamela where Pamela, did you hear about that story about Pamela where she said that her husband sexually assaulted her? Her ex-husband?
Pamela?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know she was married.
Her ex-husband. She said her ex-husband did it.
I didn't know she was married.
Yeah, I know. I didn't either. I didn't know she was married at one point either, but that's what happened. And so she went on this thing about, yeah, yeah, what did she say? She said something about that he did something, and it was a story that was coming out about him doing something to some lady, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that time that you did that same thing to me." And she was kind of going on this tirade because at that time they were arguing on her podcast because she has a podcast too. And she was going on about it, but then um, basically she had to retract the statement and was on her page, her Instagram, and was like, I want to apologize for lying. He didn't do that. You know, essentially, she had to say that he didn't sexually assault her and apologize for saying that she said that. You know,
Wow.
I know. So that's something. Those are the things that I learned about everybody so far. A good chunk of the girls outside of the show.
Yeah.
So that's all I can think of. I know about, I don't even, did they say why Shamari didn't fit for Atlanta? Sorry, I didn't mean to say Potomac, but I'm excited for Potomac to come back. That's why I said it.
Um, boys, I know. I really don't know the reason why because I really enjoyed her on the show. I did thought she
Yeah, a lot
brought
of
the
people
heat.
said
I
she was
think the
really
only
good.
annoying part was her talking about her husband all the time. But Shamari was real cool. I liked her. She
That's
stood
what
up
I
for
heard. I heard
herself.
she was great.
She didn't play no games. You know.
I heard she was
So
great television.
you say what?
I said I heard she was great television.
She really is. I like her. I was like so upset that they got rid of her. I was like, how can you get rid of Shamari? That was like so crazy.
I believe it.
Like how?
Well, you know how they do. It's whatever. But let's see. That happened. They did the singing, they did the dancing. Um, and then what else happened at the first episode? What do you remember? I think didn't they have a big blowout at the end?
They did have a blowout. No, they had I know they talked about the groups coming together, and then it was talking about doing separate things because the producers came in. So it was just the second and plus the producers from every single. Oh, was they on the second episode? I think the producers came on the first episode.
They did. They did.
So they came on the first episode. They were singing and all that, and that's when they got into the formula. No, because that had been episode 2.
It was episode 1.
No, because remember the Pam thing happened.
Yeah. What happened after?
They voted for Queen. They voted for Queen.
I feel like something else happened it's been a while, you guys. We saw the first episode. I've seen it 3 times, and for some reason I'm blanking right now.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do another part because this episode was like full of things, and it's like now we got to get on to the episode 2, and they had a lot of things too. So
they did.
Damn, another part, girl.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened, you guys. I'm so sorry, but just know it was great. It was fantastic. It was amazing.
But they voted. They voted. I remember they voted for Queen.
I guess so. I guess we'll go with that. I guess. But yeah, it was great. I love the drama. The drama from the first episode on has been really. The first episode, the drama was excessive. Let's be honest.
Yes,
was it
great?
But
no, that was the conversation they was having. The conversation was what kind of music that they wanted to do. So that.
Oh yeah, no, that was the first episode. That was the first episode then.
So like I said, because they had 2 sessions, because that's when they went in
the second episode was when they was doing that reggae song. That's when that happened. Okay, so it was that. That's what happened. So this issue about what are we doing, and nobody knew. Oh, and I remember the rest. Okay, nobody really had one clear vision. They were all doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the problem with that is like, when it comes to being a music group or when it comes to being a group, you have to both come at one accord. Like us doing this podcast. We both come at one accord. I'm always right, and that's the one accord. I'm right. You see?
Mm-hmm.
With so, as the girl that's always right,
girl.
yeah. Well, yeah, I am creative director, literally, not not Kiely level creative director. I am. There you go.
Hell.
Weird. Anyways, girl, as I was yeah, it was like so many different flavors in the pot, and it's like, do these go together? No. Like Pam wants to do gospel. The other ladies, they're like, I want to talk about what they wanted to talk about. Faith, love, life, happiness. What did they want to talk about? I really don't know.
All I know is they did do faith and feel good music. That's what they was talking about.
Which essentially they was like, we don't want to talk about sex because we old and over the hill. It's time. I don't know. It was a little weird. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's coming from a person who I listen to Megan Thee Stallion, and I flip flop my music. I like to listen to people like I'll listen to Megan, or I'll listen to Hilary Duff. Early days Hilary Duff when she was Hilary Duff, Lizzie McGuire, Hilary Duff area. So it's like I don't really. If it's good, it's good. That's all I care about. So like if they can make good music and it be clean and it be sanitized or whatever, cool. Make the good music. That's what matters. But I don't like the idea that it feels kind of like it feels like a limitation on what we can and can't do because certain people are like, oh, that's not of God, or oh, that's not clean, you know.
Hmm.
But how do you feel about it? The mixed pot. How do you feel about that?
I just feel like I don't know. I think it's gonna work if they just
Yeah.
gonna, because eventually they had came up that they probably should do two separate groups or whatever the case may be because they all wanted to do different things. And I really can see two groups coming together to do a feel good song versus doing a whole feel good music. I mean album. At the end of the day, and I'm not saying it's
Right.
possible. Music, you can do so many things with music and make it great. I do have a firm belief that you can. Um, but I think if you want to catch someone's eye, and especially in the era that we are in now, yeah, it's gonna be some point where we're gonna have to talk about things that are sexual. It's R&B. That's what R&B talks about. You know,
Yeah.
we talk about love and heartbreak and stuff like that. And sometimes we use some words or whatever case may be. So at the end of the day, and I feel like if you're at a point where your religion is restricting you for, where her journey is, at the end of the day, everybody's different with their religion, where her journey is, okay. Because it kind of reminds me with the Pam situation, kind of reminds me of Salt and Pepper. And I remember Salt and Pepper came out with their show
Oh
and they were supposed to be
yes.
filming, and she kept on saying,
I
I
can't
can't be
sing
singing
Let's
all
Talk
this.
About Sex at all because that's not of God. And it's like, okay, but if this is the song you're known for and you're trying to what's the word?
Censor
Continuously,
it. She's trying to censor it or dodge around it. It's like, girl, I don't know how that's going to really work.
especially considering this is the highlight in a way of your career.
Yeah, because that's what you talked about at the end of the day. And it's like, it's one of those things that you probably just have to really walk away from clearly. Because I feel like you're going to be disappointing your fans. And, definitely yourself, if you tip into something that you saying it goes against your religion, then follow your religion. This is probably something. And I know it was hard on Pepper, I mean, Salt, because Pepper was
Yeah,
the one that was strong. It was more hard on Salt because it's like, she can't do it without her.
right. Because
You
y'all are
can't
a
have the
unit.
salt without the pepper. So
Y'all are a unit.
yeah, and it's kind of like messed up, and it sucks sometimes when you're in a group. So I feel like it's more so of that at the end of the day that she was stuck, and it's like, damn, like, and I remember that whole season she was fighting for her to at least perform because that's how they would make their money. Like they want to, go to the shows that people will go to see Salt and Pepper because they had a big following. Like they're part of hip hop, the beginning stages of hip hop,
Right.
of the duo for women too. So yeah, that was, what it is. And it's like, I don't want to stop a person on their journey. If that's your journey, girl, do your thing. I'm not about to get in your way. Hey, whatever. I don't want to say whatever like that, but you know what I mean. Like, girl, do your thing or whatever the case may be. You know, So, and I feel like if they're some of these girls are like that, and that's where they at. And some say we got kids, and I want my kid to think I'm a hoe and stuff like that. It's like, girl, I mean, what you think you was doing before you got your kid? I don't know. I don't know, but I guess
Right.
you know.
I feel like yeah, I agree with that where it's like, okay, but your kids
If
probably
Mama
listen to
is talking about sex, I don't think my
Megan the
mom's a whore.
Stallion.
I don't think my
Your
mom's a
kids
whore.
listen
She's
to
talking
Megan the
about sex.
Stallion. Your kids are probably listening to Megan the Stallion right now.
Exactly. But I wouldn't, if my mom was talking about sex, I mean, I think at the point it's like, okay, my mom is an adult.
I don't want to
I
really
know she has
necessarily
sex
hear it.
because I wouldn't be here if she did have sex. So her talking about, her enjoying a night with a man, I mean, your kids
But
can look
well, I
at your
mean, let's
old.
say this. Would you want to hear that? I wouldn't, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, she can't talk about that. That's my mom. If
Yeah,
she's gonna
I mean,
profit off of it,
I think the point is if you do it tastefully, yeah. I'm quite sure the twins was not gonna probably make a song that is gonna be like, oh, drop them draws, nigga, and shit like that. I don't think it was gonna be like that,
I'm
because
gonna be like, um, what is it? What is it? Squirt me like a cream pie. I'm not gonna be doing that.
yeah. So I
Although
don't
they
think the
do write
girls
for
was
Chris
gonna be doing
Brown.
that
They
kind of
did say that
music.
they write for Chris Brown, so they might actually do write stuff like that.
You said what?
They do write for Chris Brown, so they might actually do write stuff like that.
But I don't think there was gonna be no. I just said it wasn't gonna write for them like
Yeah.
that. That's what I was saying. Okay, let's be very clear.
No.
So
I was saying that because I said, oh, they wouldn't, but then it was like, but they did do write for Chris Brown, so they could
well, if
if
you
they
got 30
wanted.
songs on the album, you gotta have somebody help you write it because I don't know what the hell. Never mind. But you know,
This
I don't think pretty much so that they was gonna be like I say writing that kind of music, whatever the case may be. Maybe whatever case may be, it just went over their head. And like I said, they put a lot of restriction on just making this
what's
these
accepted
records.
and allowed.
Hmm?
And allowed. They put a lot of restrictions on what's accepted and allowed.
Yeah. I just like I said, I just felt like it was gonna be a disaster. It's too much at the end of the day. And
Because
it's just too like I said,
nobody
it's just too
knows
many
what they want to
it's too
do.
many restrictions. And it's like I want to hit my artists. I want them to feel free. I don't want my artists. I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to my R&B artists and know that they have restrictions. Like we all got some places where we don't go, but for it's just okay. We talk about sex. We can talk about sex. I mean,
Right.
I
Like you
just I
said,
don't
it's
know.
R&B. It's R&B.
Yeah, that's what we do. But it's like so. I know that's hard to work with, and I can understand how frustrating it was for the twins as well as me. I'm like, okay, but
And also like Aubrey O'Day too. Because it's like in a way they're all going, we want this to be a single that sells. And right now, that's what sells. Not
yeah,
is it the best? Sometimes not really. Not every song that's about that is great, but it's what sells.
yeah. But we haven't even had a chance to get into the studio to do it, to make the record. And it's like
Exactly.
if you're throwing restrictions already, it really takes off people juice bud or whatever. Because person like, well, I ain't gonna be saying like, I'm a, fuck the shit out of a raw dog or whatever. Like then I'm like, okay, nah, girl, that's a little too much. So like I said, I don't think it ever was going to be that kind of way how these girls was looking at it. But I think the point they prejudged the twins of what they like. Well, they prejudged as what they thought they wanted. Like they was gonna be singing songs like Megan Thee Stallion. It's like, no, I don't think they were gonna be doing that.
Well, the twins did actually say, "Do you want to do Megan the Stallion with us, or would you rather do Old Faith?" What did they say? What did
Oh,
they
I didn't know
say? They did say that. Remember?
that.
Well, one of them. I'm sorry. I hate to. I know that they, not both of them. One said that. I just can't tell you which one. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
At this very juncture, I could, but at this moment, I can't. Sorry, guys. But yeah, she did say that. She was like, are we going to be doing this Megan Thee Stallion with us, or are they going to do Old Faithful with the old girls? Essentially, it was one of those. That's when they said it in the confessional.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I can agree. I don't like restrictions on my artists, and I hope that they can make this work. But from what they're saying, it sounds like it's going to be a struggle. You know, sounds like a struggle bus is happening. So that happens. after they had that little moment, Aubrey O'Day had the idea that maybe we should split up and make two girl groups and come together on couple of songs, but still be essentially.
Hmm.
And I mean, it comes across as shady, but I think it does make the most logical sense considering not everybody wants the same thing, you know?
Hmm.
So I can see people being like, that's shady, but I can also see where it's like, it makes the most logical sense for the girls to split because it's some girls don't want to do all that the twins want to do, but some girls do. And that's fine.
It is.
So I think it's just one of those like we should find a way to make both happen and split. At first I didn't like it because I didn't like it because it felt shady, but it makes the most logical sense for them to split because where are we gonna go with this? How are we gonna do this? How are we really gonna make this work? But how do you feel about it? How did you feel first impression, now, all that?
I still feel the same way. I already told you that I think they need to be in separate groups and they just probably need to come together as a feature of whatever group they get into. I
Yeah.
definitely feel at the end of the day that they need to, how would I say, I think, like I said, they need to just separate or whatever
Right.
case may be. I just really, and I understand that they're like, oh, we need to come together, we need to come together, we need to come together, and all that. Now, if you want to sing "We Are the World," then go right ahead, or whatever case. But if you want to make it as a record that's hot and that's going to be on the track, because like I said, a lot of those songs like those do not really sell. I mean, they can sell, but they're not going to make the charts. And I think the point is, these girls look like we can make an opportunity of making the charts and like probably getting out there and open opportunities, getting that exposure. You know,
And because that's at the
this
end
is
of
our
the day,
second
that's the
chance.
whole point of us being here. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, that's the whole point of us being here. We're trying to make an opportunity happen where we can actually make money from this. We can actually create something from this.
But I think the point is with the girls, they just, I think for us, the older girls, I'm sorry, the seasoned girls, sorry about that, they just need
Yeah.
to do gospel. I really feel like they need to do gospel. I feel like they're at a point where they're censored with music. They should just do gospel music and slowly, and then do a little bit of feel good music or whatever case. But I just feel like that's just kind of like where they are at. Well, for us,
Right.
Pam, she has made that
I
clear.
think like okay, I think expanding upon that, yeah, they should just do um dang, when Jesus say yes. If that's
Hotel.
what you want to do, just do when Jesus say yes. And then when you want to do
Yeah.
feel good, give the girls strength of a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go with that. Because it feels like that's what they want to do. They want to get to that area of music, and Fallon and Fallon and Felicia are like, I don't want to do that. I want to
Yeah.
do something fun. I want to do something current. I want to do something that's going to stick and create a moment for us to where, hey, after this show is over and we see that this is selling, that this is making us profit, that we're working together, let's do more. Let's keep going with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's one of those situations where I'm like, you know what, girl, y'all are right. let's make let's make records that's gonna make money, and it should be about that at the end of the day. It shouldn't be about, I mean, it should be about, okay. I hate that it reminds me of the whole thing with conversation with Cardi B, where Cardi B was like, people judge Cardi B and girls like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion because they're like, well, why don't y'all make music that's this? Why don't y'all branch out and y'all just say the same things and yada yada yada? Y'all talk about the same things, and it's like, as Cardi said, I've done that. I've tried to do something different, something that's not just WAP or whatever, and y'all didn't like it. So it's like, do you want me to make music that's going to not make me money? Like, if it's not a song that's going to be profitable, if it's not a song that's going to advance me as an artist, then what's the game from making music that flops? Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what she was saying, and right, she's right. Like, if it's going to be a song that's not going to go anywhere and it's not going to do anything and it's not going to make me money, it's not going to it's not going to be a profitable business venture for me, then why
Mm-hmm.
should I sit here and make a song that y'all not going to like?
Well, I get that, but I think plus no one's getting that from her.
Who?
Cardi. Like, I guess the point is she just don't. I guess they look at her at one way. I think they put her in the
Yeah,
box, and it's kind of like, it is what it is, or whatever case may be.
I think that's the point. It's like, she made Ring, she gave the girls, which I did not like Ring. I'm so sorry. I really did try to like Ring. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't either.
And be
Uh,
careful. Leave me alone.
yeah. I don't know. Be Careful of Me was okay. I didn't really listen to it, so it was, yeah. I was very careful of listening to it, so there's that. Wig. I can't believe you let that joke flop, girl.
And
Wow.
wig. Well, let's ring it on in, you guys. This is going to be the second part. Well, let's just say this is going to be the review of the episode 1, because clearly we already over our time frame.
Right.
So we're just going to put that out there. And we're going to come back next week with the second episode.
Yes. Yes, we are. Can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Any final thoughts on these heifers?
Their quality at bringing the drama. They know what they're doing. It's fantastic. I love it. I can't wait to keep going with it.
Me neither. Can't wait to. All right, you guys, we're signing off. This is Tahoe here.
And this is, oh Lord, and this was
The T.O. Show.
the T.O. Show.
Wait,
We're just some tired
yeah.
we're just some tired non-singing heifers,
Oh, I can sing.
No, you can't.
I really can, honey.
No, Lamisha, you can't.
Honey. I'm the twins, both of them.
Wig. You're more the Kiely.
Girl, well, at least I can dance. All right, you guys. I'm out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.